Hey everyone, and welcome to Bishop Gorman's Summer Enrichment class of Ecology and Biodiversity. My name is Mr. Devlin. I've been teaching at Bishop Gorman High School for 11 years now, the chair of the science department. Taught classes such as marine biology, zoology, cultural geography, AP environmental science, earth science, and obviously this class. So really enjoy this class. It's 2 weeks. It's a lot of information in 2 weeks, but we need to do some cool things like go outside. So really adds a little more to the class itself. So I hope you get as much enjoyment as I do. So what we're going to do today is, again, introduce the class, talk about the online classroom, this being a hybrid classroom. It's important to know where to go, not being easily as accessible as an on-campus class, so emails important, things like that. So watching this video, it should be pretty self-explanatory on how the class works. From there, we're going to look at what biodiversity is, and then we're going to end the day on ecological relationships. So introducing biodiversity, I know you've heard this class before because one of your prerequisites is biology, but what this is, what we're looking at is we're looking at an interesting word where it's the word wealth. So not a lot of people equate that to science or biology, but we're going to look at how valuable things are in regards to as they are in their original state. And we're going to look at how we can look at the environment, and we're going to look at local issues, and we're going to look at how these local issues branch out into the broader aspects of the environment and how we're all connected, not just biologically, but politically, cultural, ethically, and even economically as well, going back to that wealth. The lectures we're going to look at are about non-native species, protected areas. We're going to go out to protected areas like Red Rock National Conservation Area. Use of natural resources, that's where the Springs of Preserve comes into hand, and as well as sustainable living. They do a great job of that. So at the end of the day, we look about how growth and development and energy and water quality and even our health just are essential, and how biodiversity is there and will always play a role. So what you need as a student is obviously a personal computer or iPad. There's a couple apps that we need to make sure you have. The Shobi code there, please write that down, sign into that account, as well as this is an app called Recap, where you may or may not have done this before, but make sure you download this app. There's our class pin, and each day you'll see that there are questions that you have to answer, and it's a way to end each day making sure you watch the lectures, do the assignments, and it's a video recording of yourself answering just a few questions, just kind of making sure you understand what happened that day. So make sure you have these class codes and you're in each class. So here's our Shobi account. Each day will be there. So today we're doing Introduction to Biodiversity. When you click that, this page will open up, and we'll talk more about it here, but each day is worth 100 points. And should you click this link, it will take you to what is to be done that day. So it's very important you go in chronological order as each lesson builds upon itself. So right now we're all doing the Introduction to Biodiversity lecture, and from there you'll watch and answer the questions from why is biodiversity important, then the web quest, symbiotic relationships, and so on. Also in that Shobi page is a rubric for each day, and you'll see on the syllabus, and we'll go over now, that each day is 100 points. And you can use this rubric just as a checklist to make sure that you know, okay, oh, I did that, okay, I did that. So make sure you go through the day so at least you attempted to get the full points that were available that day. The other important thing on our Shobi page is the class website. If you go to the class website, it looks like this. And if this is the only thing you really need or wanted to save, you would be okay. Because again, everything will take you to what's going on. So here's our syllabus. Again, you're doing Introduction to Biodiversity right now. So here's the page that leads you to everything and the videos and what else you need to do that day. So again, the website is very important as well. So that's everything you need. So some expectations is all assignments are due by the due date. So you have till midnight each day to do them. It's important that you keep up on that. It's easy to get caught behind and totally not worth it. Academic integrity, so cheating, copy and pasting from the internet, using another student's work, anything that involves cheating will be dealt with via the student handbook. And then our behavior on field trips. We're representing Bishop Gorman High School, where it's a learning opportunity, and your behavior on those trips is expected to be at its best. How you're going to be graded, we already kind of hinted at it. There are going to be 7 modules. Each one of those modules is going to be 100 points. So the 2 field trips as well are worth 100 points, adding in a final exam. So after the 2 weeks, there's 1,000 points that are available to you, and the points you get out of those 2 weeks divided by 1,000 will be your final grade. My message to you is that if you need anything at all, please, being an online class, email me right away. I will check my email daily. I.devlin@bishopgorman.org, just so we don't get caught behind. Take advantage of my office hours on Monday. It'll be 8:30 to 10:30. If you have questions, for a second just to stop in and I can answer your question, you can get out of there. So I will be there. Take advantage of that, as well as my email, as I said. And do not get behind in that work. It's much better to get ahead than it is behind. So how the class is going to work, our first work, we're going to be knocking out about 4 modules, getting ready for the 2 field trips the next week. On the second week, it's essential that you are ready to go on Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday, we'll be meeting at Pine Creek. That's in Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area. I will give more information prior. And then the Thursday after, we'll be meeting at Springs Preserve. So just have those days. That attendance is mandatory. It will not be a full day. We'll try to get to Red Rock early, so we're out of there before it's too hot. And then the Springs Preserve opens at 10, and you can plan on being out of there at noon. So plan accordingly. So right now you're going to move on. We are going to go on with why is biodiversity important. It is through an app or a website called Edpuzzle. You do not need the app, but what I want you to know is that as you watch the video, you'll see there are questions that pop up. So it's essential that you take notes and watch to prepare yourself for those questions. And I've also like to point out that what I can see on my end. So I can see how much of the video you watched, how many of the questions you answered correctly, your grade, and if you went back. You can't go forward, but you are more than welcome to go back, because again, those questions usually ask about what was said prior to that question. So you are feel free to go back. And then from there, you're going to be moving on and looking at what is biodiversity and noticing that that's this interconnectedness. So good luck. As always, if you need anything, shoot me an email and I'll be here for you.